Hello everyone, it's Becky here from Ivy's Corner, back for another mini mono tangle for you today. And I'm going to be drawing the tangle Noom Wreathus, which is a tangle that was kind of, I suppose, released at Zentangle 2025, although actually it's it's really based on another tangle called Noom Wreathus, which you may or may not already know, which was a previously released tangle, and this is just kind of adapting it slightly and placing it in a kind of in the round essentially. So I thought I would show you how to draw it. I really enjoy Noom Wreathus anyway as a tangle, so this is quite a nice version of doing it. And let's go ahead and have a little draw. So here I have my 2-inch tile, which is a self-cut tile just from some Fabriano Tiepolo paper. I've got my pen, I've got my pencil and my tortillon. Now, Noom Wreathus is, it begins with an S-curve. So we're going to kind of create 4 different S-curves around the tile. They're going to start with kind of a normal sort of curve, I suppose, and then come into a sort of softer S-curve. So I'm going to start here. I'm going to start my S-curve like so, and then I'm going to turn the tile and just do the same one. I'm going to make mine slightly differently sized for you so you can kind of see how they're differing. I'm tucking the end of this second one inside the top curve of the first S-curve that I drew. Another one here is going to stop in the middle, and then another one here is going to loop around the initial one that I drew, which is probably a little bit too small really, but it all just gives it a different vibe. There we go. So they're all, you can kind of see they're all interlinking. I'm doing it with 4 different sort of sections to this, but you could do really as many as you wanted, or as much space as you, depending on the space that you have on your tile, it can be as big as you like. So I've drawn my my S-curves like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to begin to link these together. So the back of the top of the S-curve here, I'm going to link with this section. So I'm going to bring this round here and then turn my tile and just repeat that on each of them. So the top of the S-curve is going to come round and just tap like so. So you're kind of creating almost these like petal shapes. They look a little bit like a flux shape here, if you're familiar with that tangle. And so once we've done that, we're going to do the same thing but link it round on the bottom. So if you think about this is tapping the top of the S-curve here, we're going to tap the bottom of the S-curve here and link it in this way. So like this. It's basically kind of coming round from this curve here and almost joining it to the bottom here, like that. There we go. And then the next thing I'm going to do with this is I'm going to kind of do another S-curve. So I'm going to do a backwards S-curve and link from round here and here. So in the same way that our S-curves linked together before, this is doing the same thing, but it's touching these 2 endpoints, the beginning of the large S-curve and the end of its neighbour. So we're coming around this way, like so. So it's kind of, I mean, I suppose it depends on which way you draw it, but it is a backwards S-curve for me, like so. That way. And there. So there were kind of, that I think, that particular stroke really transforms this and makes it look as if it's really tucking in next to each other. I'm going to add just a touch of weight to these little sections, so kind of capping off these S-curves that we just drew, and that just adds to the illusion of things disappearing within each other. They kind of remind me of like little lobster claws gripping and holding on to each other. There we go. And that really is the basis of your Noom Wreathus, because they're all kind of now interlinking. So you could do this around the outside of a large tile or a Zentangle, and it would really give a lovely effect. So I'm going to now start to pop a little bit of shade in here. I'm going to focus my shading just around where these little sections disappear within each other. Just a touch of shade here and there. And again, this is another tangle where really you can shade it however works for you. I'm popping a little bit in each of these sections here, the pointed sections, and you can just experiment and sort of see how you like to shade this one. So just softening whatever you place down on your tile, popping it in here. Like so. And it just starts to give you that kind of different kind of elements of 3D kind of feeling where things are overlapping or interweaving. And so, you know, you can just have a play and see how you prefer to shade this, because again, there are no rules when it comes to this. You can just see what you prefer. You can, if you've got some curved areas, just add a little curve to give that kind of illusion of curvature to your shapes. But that is Noom Wreathus. Mine's a bit of a wonky one, but I always like to play kind of, I don't like anything to be too precise. I hope that was helpful and I hope you liked it and enjoyed it. Love to see what you create with this tangle. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and let me know in the comments if there's any other tangles that you'd like me to draw for you. But I will see you next time. Thanks so much for watching.